Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our newest edition of Pillow Talk. And we are talking, hey sis, we've just been having about 50 conversations as we were waiting to come on, and we talked about Pillow Talk. So welcome to Hey Sis. And for those of you who have joined us before, you know that Hey Sis is a candid conversation for Black women, with Black women, about Black women, and everything that we deal with on a daily basis. And this month we are going to talk about gratefulness. And I want to remind all of us ladies, and when I say this, I am saying this to myself first and foremost. AIDS Outreach Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we are going to stay as far away from politics tonight as we most possibly can. So Shay, you're right here to my left. If I say one thing, just kind of go on and pinch me. Make me come back into the conversation. I do want to give a shout out to Stae Hall because Stae is not with us tonight, and normally Stae is our moderator, and we are feeding off of Stae. So Stae, we know that you are watching, so please get well soon. And I want to just talk a moment about how we came to this conversation of gratefulness. It is November, and it's Thanksgiving time, and we are going into the holiday season. I cannot believe that it is literally almost the end of November. It's, right now, and we may as well be in March, as fast as the time is going. But I was saying that on Thanksgiving, my family does a thankful circle. And we talk about, everyone goes around and we talk about something that we are thankful for. And it just made me think about us as women. We carry so much, right? And we don't always stop and take a moment to just breathe and say thank you. Because if we get one moment to breathe, it's like in that breath, we're thinking about all of the other things that we need to be doing or things that we haven't done. And so I wanted us to just have that conversation. It's the holiday season, and during the holiday season, there are holiday parties, there are gifts to buy, there's, little kids to figure out, how to put a bicycle together. Do kids still ride bicycles?
I think kids
yeah. So, but you're thinking about all of these things, and, and you don't want anyone to be left out. So you're visiting people that you may not always visit. So there are all of these things going on. So before we jump into the conversation, I'd just like for my panel to introduce themselves. So we're going to start with you. And you just tell us your name and just a little bit about yourself, and we'll go from there.
I'm Yolanda Starks White, and I'd like to say that I'm a little country girl from the south side of Fort Worth that is living beyond dreams that I could have possibly had. And it's interesting that we're talking about gratitude because I live in a spirit of gratitude. I am always grateful. Throughout my day, I'm constantly, thank you, Lord, thank you, thank you. I am just eternally grateful for the gift of life. And so I don't really necessarily participate in the traditional way that we celebrate holidays because I don't need a holiday to remind me to be thankful. I am constantly thankful. And even with the young people in my life, I'm constantly encouraging them to be thankful, not just during Thanksgiving time in December, but you have the opportunity to be here. You're in your right mind. then you should be thankful. Stop there. There's so many other reasons to be thankful, but if we just start there, then that's a good path to start on.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I am Shay Hawkins. I am the prevention specialist at AOC. I'm also grateful to be here tonight. I'm always thankful for them to ask me out. And I'm just truly to be around other great Black women. I'm just truly thankful to be asked to be here. And I'm thankful for my sweet Kelly. Thank you. So,
Hello, I am Dr. L, with Epiphany 516. You can catch me on my Instagram, YouTube, all that great stuff. And I'm just always thankful to be with Hey Sis.
Hey.
And just talking about great things that we as Black women are doing, accomplishing. And like we said, we're not gonna talk about politics, but we doing it. We doing it.
Yeah. So thank you. So I want to start here, and then we're gonna just ask some questions, because as we were waiting to come on, we were having a conversation, and Shay was saying to us that she has been in revival this week, and a lot of the conversation, a lot of the preaching this week has been about gratefulness. And so talk about one thing that you've learned in revival this week.
what I learned this week, that no matter what you're going through, you should be thankful. Even the ups, downs, the doors that may have closed on you, like, all no's don't mean you shouldn't be thankful for it. But door closed, it closed for a reason. If you didn't get the promotion, or you didn't get the job, or you didn't get the car you wanted, it doesn't. Maybe God was protecting you from something. So no matter what it looked like, no matter what it seems like, we gotta truly trust God, and that's what I got at the revival. Like, you should be thankful for the small things. You may not be where you want to be today, but you don't know how God may bless you tomorrow. Yes. So be mindful of the things that you do and you say, and give God the thanks, because that very praise can be your very blessing. And that's what I got out of revival. We can be praising God today for what you want for tomorrow, and he can bless you with it. So that's what I got from the revival.
That's beautiful.
So we're going to switch on over to Dr. L. And listen, for everyone who is watching, this is very interactive. So send us your questions, put your questions out there in the chat, and we will try to answer your questions because we want to know, what are you grateful for? Let's talk about it. We have an audience today in front of us, and so we also want to know what you're grateful for. So drop what you're grateful for in the chat. Pull out your phone. Please make sure you put your phones on vibrate and lower your volume. But tell us what you're grateful for. So Dr. L, I'm going to ask you, because you bring to us a couple of different perspectives, and you are the First Lady.
Yes.
And let me be the first one to say, y'all, if y'all don't know Dr. L, she is by far the coolest First Lady ever. She is the coolest First Lady ever. But so how do you practice gratitude? Because then you're also a licensed counselor. And so you get that from a couple of different angles. Yes. How does that look for you?
Well, first of all, trying to look at it as being a First Lady, I really, and I'm gonna be transparent, I really had to be intentional about being, about showing gratitude and being grateful, because as Kelly started, when she first started and she was talking, and she said, we're so busy and it's constantly stuff coming up. And my husband does pastor a fairly large church, and sometimes it can be so overwhelming that you don't see the blessings, and you're being pulled in all different directions. Somebody always have something to say. It's something going on over here. Then you're dealing with stuff at home, and then I was like, you know what? Y'all can have this. I'm not for it. I didn't sign up for this. Give it to somebody else. And so that's where I was for a long time. And so I had to get to a point where God had to sit me down and say, daughter, and get me together. And I had to learn how to get back into my prayer closet. And that's how I was able to get back to, okay, this is what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for, you know, just being able to breathe. This is a blessed position. This is nothing that I take for granted. You know, you blessed me to be in this position to be able to encourage and empower the women of our church. So don't look at it as a burden, and don't look at it as in something like, oh my gosh, this is this. When people are going to people, that's it.
I like that.
You know,
I like
and we're all God's children, and sometimes we just gotta give it back to God. Sometimes be like, listen, it's not about me. It's about what you want me to do, and that's what has really helped me in learning how to really be grateful and show gratitude. Because even this week, listen, I had to get some of my. Listen, give me some of yours.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on what you're saying, because a lot of time, you know, I've been in church for a long time, and I battle with what people thought my holiness should look like, or what they felt like I should dress like, because I've been filled with the Holy Ghost for a long time. So people would say little things about me and make me feel like I wasn't who God has called me to be. But within this year, I got rebaptized, and within this year, my gifts are my gifts. Yes. And I had a friend that done a video today on Facebook, and she said, friends and faithfulness and gratefulness. And she said that for her birthday, I bought her a Bible. And when she was going through her divorce, I was calling her, praying for her. And to me, despite of what people may think of me, I know I'm that praying friend. I know what I have in my gifts. So that her message to me today, really, I watched it probably like 20 times, because it made me feel like, okay, this is what I'm grateful for, because I'm still doing what God has called me to do, despite of my own trials and tribulations. And you may not see the God in me, or you may not see the good things that I do, but the people around me know my heart. So it doesn't matter what you think or what you say. And I'm thankful for her just saying, she bought me a Bible for my birthday, and she just did not know how much that meant to me. So we have to be thankful I'm thankful for that. Like, she made it publicly to say, friend, thank you. These are the things that I'm grateful for. So that made me feel grateful. So we gonna have that pushback, because many are calling fruit, you know, few are chosen. So we're gonna deal with that. And it took me to now to realize, like, be grateful for your gift. Everybody's not gonna understand your gift or why you doing what you doing. We don't have haters. If you don't have haters,
you gotta be thankful for the haters.
Yes,
you do. That's
thank you for
them.
Yeah,
have to be thankful for that, because they are what really grow you, and they kept me on my knees, but they changed my whole prayer life. And so that is like, I do thank God for them, because it's like, if everything was going smooth, you know, your head be in the clouds, you know, you be out here just wilding out thinking you all that, baby. God said no, because my prayer has always been, God, no matter where you take me, keep me humble. Baby, honey, you don't think he did it? He answered that prayer. He answered that prayer. So I'm like, okay, all right. This is what I prayed for.
There you go. So, Miss Yolanda.
Yes.
So what Yolanda did not tell you all is that she is a yoga instructor.
Oh,
she
stretch.
is very truly into
love it.
Peace and namaste and thoughtfulness. And she has this aura that is just so zen. Now that's all of the yoga words I know. That's it. That's all I got.
I feel it.
Don't ask me anything else. But no, if you ever take one of her classes, it's yoga, but you come but it's so fulfilling. And I don't know if those two words go together for yoga.
So. Yes.
But it's stretching, it's centering, finding your center, and just, you know, going in your flow, in your flow. So let's talk about how you got to yoga.
Okay.
And then in that process, what do you get and what do you give in that space?
Right.
How does your gratitude come to you in that space?
Well, first of all, thank you, Kelly. I'm grateful to you, really. Kelly Allen Gray has been a gift to me in my life. And to be clear, Kelly Allen Gray is a gift to the city of Fort Worth.
Man, yes.
So we are all
Man, let's
grateful
clap
to
for
you.
that. Yes.
So no, really, thank you.
Yes.
And so I have to tell you, I might have an upper leg in the idea of gratefulness and gratitude, because I grew up and I have three siblings. One of my siblings had sickle cell anemia. Now this sweet baby, she was in pain her whole life. And I mean chronic pain, where she was in the hospital, like every few months she would have to get a blood transfusion. So you go in, and as a little girl, I've always saw my sister in pain. And with all of that pain, at the end, she died. And she died early. And so me, my brother, and my sister, we have said, but by the grace of God, that could be us. So how can we not live this life and live this life abundantly? And so just from that, I am grateful that God has just given me my whole self. And so I have to live and be grateful for this life and the opportunity to be here, just in respect for her.
Yeah.
So having said that, and even, going through life and experiencing trials and tribulations and success, I tell people all the time that I do a lot of different things, but I fail 100 times, not 10 times, 100 times more than I succeed. And I just keep going, because I don't know that I look at it as failure. I just look at it as another opportunity to try again.
Yeah.
And so with I had a career in entertainment where I'm telling you, just beyond my dreams, more than I could have dreamed of. I was quite successful. But get this, I was chasing success, but I didn't know that wasn't what I was really going for. I really needed fulfillment.
Yeah.
And it's a difference. And so as growing through, God had to sit me down. And it's like, okay, girlfriend, you this, you all that, you flying around the world doing all of this. And it was just taken away.
Yeah.
And that's how I came into yoga. So I've always loved the Lord. I've always had a relationship with God. That don't mean I haven't done some ridiculousness and foolishness.
We are.
But still, I knew that I needed to do something different, and that's what took me to yoga. So what happened? A girlfriend of mine, a mutual girlfriend, Tracy, she invited me to a yoga class, and I'm a girlfriend's girlfriend, and it's like, okay, I'll go. But growing up very, very religious, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, but I'm not gonna really participate. I ain't doing all of that because you're not getting into and messing with my system and all of that. And I went, and just the energy and the spirit that was in this space, and the peace. And there's a scripture that said there's a peace of God which surpasses all understanding.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it was a new awaken where I was able to experience that. And that's just lying down on a mat.
Yes.
And that was just really opening my mind and my heart to just receive what they had at that particular moment. I had to change, and I did. And I'm telling you, it changed my life. When I tell you it changed my life, and because I'm a happy person. And I'm great because my daddy told me that I'm great. But more importantly, I'm great because I'm a good person, because I'm kind, because I'm generous, because I'm honest, and because I have a pure heart and I really try to put good. That's why I'm great. And so I am able to go around, but that doesn't mean that I don't experience different challenges in life. But even with the challenges in life, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
And so that's how I came into yoga. So when I think of yoga, it's not necessarily, doing the downward dog or standing on your head or any of that, because that is traditionally what I thought of. But what it did is it brought me this peace, and coupled with my relationship with God. And so because I do have this learning about yoga, I am able to relax. And guess what? When you relax your mind and you relax your body, that's when your body begins to heal.
Yes.
That's when the body begins to heal. Think about it. When you go into the hospital, the first thing they do is they sedate you. Because if you're so tense,
Yes.
all of the medicine and all of the treatments that they give you, if you're tense, then you can't really receive it, and you can't receive the benefit that is intended. And so that's one of the main things that yoga that it does is it welcomes you to relax. And once you can relax, then you can go through the different steps of that which is yoga. Is that what you asked for?
Yes.
Break it down.
Sorry, Kelly.
No. So you do a mantra. And so, full disclosure, Yogi's Yoga Studio is also where my trainer is. So it doubles as the fitness studio, right? So I cannot get away. But on one of the doors, you have this mantra, and it's I am love.
I have love.
I have love.
I have peace.
I have peace.
I am happy.
I am happy.
I share love. I share peace. I share happiness. But most importantly, I deserve love. I deserve peace, and I deserve happiness. Thank you for allowing me to share that.
Yes. And so I want to stop on the I deserve. I deserve love. I deserve peace. And I deserve happiness. Because as women, we don't always feel like we deserve that.
Yeah.
We give that.
Yeah.
And we give that in abundance.
Yes.
But we are not good receivers of it because we don't always feel like we deserve it. Now, I don't know why we don't feel like we deserve it, because we feel very strongly about giving it to others and making sure that other people are happy, other people have peace, other people have love. So, Dr. L, because Yolanda said when she went to the first yoga class, she said, those people not getting in my head. they not getting, I'm not doing that. How do we get past that piece of looking at ourselves in the mirror and telling us, hey sis, I deserve love. I deserve peace. I deserve happiness. Ooh, how do we get there?
It's hard, and I'm gonna speak on just my marriage, because my husband had to tell me, let me be your king because you're my queen. Because it would be like to a point when he would go to open the door and I'd be like, I don't need you to open the door for me. I'm not open the door for myself. I don't need you to do this. I don't need you to do that. And I think it's not that we don't deserve, we're so used to doing it, and we're so used to just taking control that when somebody does show us the love we deserve and how we should be treated, we don't know how to accept it. And so we fight against it. And it's like, whoa, relax. And then we become the angry black woman, And it's like, but we're really not. We're so used to having to do it. So it's like, I don't want you to think that I need you, but it's okay to need someone.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the thing. I think a lot of us, we don't want to feel like we're needy, because we're so used to the other person needs us. So we're gonna take care of them. We're not used to being taken care of.
But could it also be that we've put ourselves out there for that person, for our person, whoever that person is at that time? We lowered our guards. We said, okay, King, I want you to open up doors. I want you to pay bills. I want you to do that. We depended on you, and you let us down.
It's absolutely. I just, on my way here, I was talking to a really good friend, and she was so heartbroken because she's just been struggling, and she has been dating this guy, and I mean, he is well-to-do, And you know, she's struggling. She's just trying to make it work, take care of her children, all this stuff, and he does nothing for her. She even asked him, she said, you know, because he said, well, you don't never ask. So she said, well, I went out on a limb and I asked today. She was like, you know, Thanksgiving break's coming up. I would really like a massage. He was like, well, I want a lot of stuff too.
Ooh.
So, and this is not the first guy that has done her like this. So she's really shutting down, and I'm trying to tell her, don't do it. God has someone for you, but you are absolutely right, because I feel like a lot of times that has happened, and I'm dealing with it right now with, you know, trying to be a friend and not a counselor.
Right.
And just tell her, I understand your pain, because as a woman, I think we've all kind of encountered that person
Right.
at one point in our life that, you know, you think that, you know, they're the one they're going to treat you like this in some kind of way. They wasn't it.
Yeah.
And so then it's like the next person, you do have to kind of pay for that person. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you do, because it's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to put myself out there. You're going to have to show me, and then you're going to have to keep on showing me, and you have to keep on showing me, because it's almost like if you show me one time, it can be a trick.
Yeah.
So I believe that, because dealing with it right now.
Yeah. Because, you know, there's a lot of conversation around being submissive. And I don't know that people really understand what being submissive really means, because it's not just that woman submitting. Submitting is, it flows.
It
It's a river.
does.
It flows both ways. And so here again, I deserve love. I deserve peace. I deserve happiness. And if you're not giving me love, you're not giving me peace, you're not giving me happiness, then why am I still there?
I think just for me, from my previous experience and the things that I've been through, I think giving yourself that peace and that love within yourself, because had I loved myself so much like I love myself now, I wouldn't have dealt with that dude. I wouldn't have dealt with him to hurt me in the way that he hurt me. I'm giving all of me to you, because naturally what we do is I'm gonna give you all of me, so you reciprocate that back to me. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, this is something I done learned this year. In my mind, I'm thinking, if you be good to me, not just with a man, friendships, relationships, you think you're gonna get that back. So here you are thinking people gonna treat you the way you treat them, and you just want to be loved. But it starts with loving yourself enough to not let somebody come in and mistreat you or use you all because you want to be loved, because you never get it back. When you pouring and giving and you see the man is taking, just start loving you. So it starts with loving and finding peace within you. If you don't love yourself enough, you're not gonna know what to accept, because you're just giving yourself away. Yeah. So I'm loving me at this moment. I want peace within me. And then if a man come along, I don't feel like I gotta teach you how to love me or what to treat me. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you gotta take me. I've been in survival mode forever. So you gotta take me out of survival mode. I don't wanna have to ask you for nothing. If I tell you, if you call me and ask me, what's your plans for today? And I tell you, I got a massage or I'm getting my hair done, I feel like my Cash App or my Zelle should ring instantly. So if you're not trying to, and I mean, it's not about money, but I'm just saying, like, just take the ease off of me. I've been working all week, and this is what I want to go have a peace of mind and get my hair done, because like that's peace for us, to getting our hair and our nails, or going get a massage, or going hang with your friends. If I'm telling you I'm gonna go hang with my friends on the weekend, send the money for the drinks, you know, or I don't know. I just feel like us women, we have to start loving ourselves and being grateful for just being alone sometimes. Sometimes we in seasons you need to be alone. And I remember years ago, my pastor told me this, like, you better off by yourself. And I had to go through heartache from friends and relationships for me to be at the peace that I have now. And when God get ready, I've never even prayed for a man, a husband. I have been lately. I'm like, I need, it's getting hard. Send me somebody to help me. I need a little help. Like, I need some help. But I want to be ready for that. I want to be at peace within myself. So when I see the signs of you not treating me how I want to be treated, because men will mislead you. They will see, I like nice shoes, I like clothes. They'll start giving you that because they see how you carry yourself. And as soon as they feel like they got you in a place, getting the things that make you happy, they'll stop doing all that. They will completely stop doing it.
Can I give you a different? So I have a different perspective because I started out by saying that I'm great. And I really do think I'm great. And I'm not great because of my education or my career. I'm great because I'm a good person. And so when I met my husband, who's an incredible person, and he was very successful, and he was all that, and he loved being a bachelor. And so when we got together, he's like, oh, I have a lot of friends. I was like, okay, well, I can't be your friend. So I don't care how you treated them. This is who I am and what I require. And guess what? He stepped up. And 20 years later, still, he is incredible because he knows that if he fall and bust his head and he wake up crazy, see you later, bye. Because I'm great and I deserve to be treated a certain way. But at the same time, I treat him good too. And I'm loving and I'm caring and I take care of him too. And so I've never been in a bad relationship. I've never been dogged by a man. Because they know who predators know who they can prey upon. They do. And so praise God, the predators, they went past me because they knew that they couldn't suck the life out of me because I'm not available for that. And so I believe that you're right. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
You telling yourself, you like, I'm great. And
yes.
When you done went through, I mean, just trauma or, like you said, your dad and your mom, your dad taught you, he made you feel like you were great. I didn't have it.
Right.
So as you grow, you trying to find that love, so you're not telling yourself, I'm great. I don't need this. I don't need that. A lot of women are like that now.
So I have a very, very simple way to get it. And it is, so when babies are born and when they're growing up, how do they learn? They learn through repetition. A, B, C, you over and over and over. Well, that's how you learn self-love. Through over and over, you repeat. And that's why the gratitude, that's why I'm constantly, thank you, God, thank you. Constantly, over and over to show that I'm grateful. That mantra that you saw, it's all around me. I'm constantly, when I come in here, I am drawn to positivity. And even with my friends, for example, my girlfriends know, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and Sybil, she's very, very cynical. But you can't be cynical to me. You can't, hey, big head. No, that's not nice. No, I'm not a big head. I don't play like that. Oh, Yolanda's so serious. Yeah, Yolanda's serious. Because you can't speak that is not good into my life. I reject it and I don't play that. Now, we can sit up and we can key, but we're not going to key negatively. Because a lot of people like to play negatively. I don't play negatively. I only receive that which is good into my life.
I like how they were.
Yeah.
I like
and so, again, from whomever, if I could just encourage you, repetition. And whatever it is that you need, just speak it into your life and you'll know when something that conflicts with that you really, really want. And you reject it. And you have the power to reject it. Anyway, sorry, Kelly. Kelly, I got a lot of words.
That's okay. That's what this whole thing is. So you have a book over here. And so because at one point, do you journal?
I do journal.
Do you journal? Do you journal?
I do.
So do you journal every day? You said sometimes. Do you journal every day?
I do not.
No?
I do not. No. I kind of do it like differently. It's like I sit
My
down.
journal is more like
Wait, you just
sorry.
Go ahead, baby.
I was saying like
Go ahead.
My journal is more like of my prayer book. Like I write throughout the
Yeah.
day. It's more like a prayer book, and that's my
it.
journal.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
So what's that?
So I do like the same thing. So it's like I have like a prayer book where I'm like praying for different people, praying for different things. And then I have like a journal when it's like some things that are like really heavy that I just need to get out. And so I separate the two because sometimes I'm like, this is Kedra. This is Kedra thoughts. This is what she got to get out. And then my prayer journal is, this is, God, I'm submitting this to you. you know, so.
So do you journal every day?
I journal pretty much every day because I have a lot of words and I got to get them out. And so
How
I
long
just
does it
get them
take?
out. It doesn't take long. I mean, sometimes it takes longer than other, and I just put it on paper, and I just leave it there. And it's not that deep. I'm not that prolific. But I just speak that which is
I
on
think
my
it's
heart.
deep. I think if I looked at that journal, it's gonna be so deep. I think it's gonna be deep.
Absolutely.
You'd be surprised how surface and simple I am. Didn't I tell you that I'm just a little country girl from the south side of Fort Worth? Simple is what I am. Yes.
So I don't journal. I don't journal. Now, me and God, we have a conversation all day long, and especially in the middle of the night. And I will, I'll start talking. I'll doze off, and then I'll start talking again. I wake up, I start talking again, and I always say, and the Lord is like, I thought that girl went to sleep, and she back over here bothering me. I thought I'd put her to sleep.
Yes.
And so. About 14, it was literally 14 years ago. And it was 14 years ago this time of year. My girlfriend gave me a journal. My mom had died, my dad had died, my uncles had died. I mean, everybody around me that had just been in my life had passed. And I literally was standing on this cliff. And my cliff was, if I stepped forward, it was a wrap. And I couldn't bring myself to step back. I'm just literally on this cliff. And so my girlfriend, she gave me this journal. And she said, just write a letter to God and tell God everything it is that you want him to know. Now, I had a whole bunch of words.
Yeah.
I started writing. I probably wrote 10 pages. And I'm sure God was saying, dear Lord, how many more words did this girl have? And so I wrote this journal. I wrote in the journal. And I only did it for maybe 6 weeks. I don't know. But that first journal that I wrote, it was on a Thursday. And I will never, ever forget it. I closed the journal. A little bit later, my pastor at the time called. He said, hey, you was just on my mind. You okay? What's going on? So I was just kind of, telling him. And then time moved on. It's Sunday morning. We have a guest pastor there. And this pastor would come. And he always did this thing. Now I'm a preacher's kid. And so please don't touch me. Don't touch me when I'm praying. That's just not what I do. This is me. I don't need no help. I got my prayer on lock. Don't help me out. And it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
And it makes me uncomfortable. And I don't know who you are. And I don't know what your spirit is. And so you just stay over there and I'm gonna stay over here. And so he had been coming, for several years. And I had watched him when they opened the doors of the church and he would walk up to people and he would touch them and they would fall out and they would do all of this stuff. And so I was like, oh, so is he a prayer? I mean, so like, because she looks sick. I mean, so, it's not like,
Stop it.
I'm not trying to be funny. She looks sick. So it's not hard to recognize that something is wrong.
Yes.
Well, this particular Sunday, the doors of the church are open. He's finishing his sermon. He's doing all of that. Marvin Sapp's song, Never Would Have Made It. He's singing. He has a beautiful voice. He gets he's coming up the aisle. I'm sitting on the end. He's coming up the aisle and he stops. My eyes are closed. He's told everybody to close their eyes.
Right.
So I'm going to be obedient.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of side-eyeing like, because you were too close. I can hear your voice. You're too close to me. But he stops, maybe about 2 pews away. And he starts, here's again. I was always that person that said, I don't need nobody to intercessor for me. The Lord, I have a relationship with the Lord. I can talk to the Lord on my own. I don't need him to tell you to tell me something. We got direct communication, you know. This man starts reading to me. He's saying out loud what I have written in this journal.
Wow. Ooh, that just gave me chills.
Right. So you know how you like, I opened my eyes. This man is down there. I'm up here. So we're probably 2 pews away. He is repeating all of these things that I have said. Now I told you I done wrote pages and pages and pages of things. He says all of this stuff. And he says, put your hand in my hand and trust me. He turns around, he walks back down to the front of the church and shuts church down. And everybody is looking like, what just happened? What just happened? I went to find the man after church was over. That man was never in my sight. I could not find him again. The next day, stuff started happening.
Wow.
Stuff that I just didn't, you know, and so I kept walking like, okay, God, you said to just trust you. Be grateful. Be grateful for the things that you have. I stepped. And it felt like every day I took one step back from that cliff, one step back from that cliff, one step back from that cliff. Well, then I was running for city council. Okay. That's the craziest time. But anyway, I went to this church and the preacher preached Exodus. Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt. And Pharaoh is behind them and the Red Sea is in front of them. And the Israelites are saying, we should have just stayed in bondage. What is the world going on? Blah, blah, blah. Master Sinead is looking at me like, girl, we getting a whole church lesson over here. So the preacher says, Moses is saying, Lord, why did you send me with these people? Why didn't we just leave these people back there? And I could have gone on about my business. And then the sermon was, don't look to your left, don't look to your right, don't look behind you. Keep your eye on the prize. And God is the prize.
Amen.
Every place I went over the course of when I was first running for election, they preached some version of that sermon.
Wow.
And so I feel like when I come to your class, I feel like when I'm in your presence, I feel like when I'm around Shay, I'm not looking to the left. I'm not looking to the right. I'm not looking behind me. I am moving forward with women
That's what's up.
who understand my walk.
Right.
Wow.
That's what's up.
And I think it's important for all of us to understand that we have to have people in our lives who lift us up.
Yes.
Who help us to understand that we deserve peace, we deserve happiness, we deserve love, we deserve the very best.
Yes.
And it's not in a relationship, it's not another person.
Right.
It's what comes from within.
That's right.
Yes.
And if you don't know how to be by yourself, you'll never do well with another person.
that's true.
Because you don't know you.
Yeah.
This is true.
And so I'm saying this to everyone who's watching. It starts with you.
Yeah.
It starts with me. It starts with us. And having good relationships are key.
Yes.
It's what's key.
Yes.
So thank y'all for letting me say all
that was
that.
But
beautiful.
Kelly, can I piggyback off of that? No, this is very, I stand alone a lot. And so it's okay if you don't agree with me. If it don't apply, let it fly. But part of going through yoga is, yoga is an Eastern philosophy. And so one of the main philosophies of that sect is the art of detachment. And that is something that I have had an incredible experience. And it's not for everybody, but for those that can track
The
with
art
me.
of what?
Detachment. Kelly, let me tell you something. I'm not attached to nothing. I'm not attached to how you see me. I'm not attached to anything. Whatever comes, I receive it. I don't react. That's Zen that you see, because I don't react to much. I respond. And so whatever is going to happen, I'm open to what it is. And it is, I'm telling you, my biggest growth has been detaching from outcomes. We're not going to get into politics, but because my profession is I'm in news. And so I'm around a lot of people with this most recent election that was just devastated. And it's like, whoa, Nellie, hold on. That is what it is. Those things that you can't control, you can't allow it to control you. And you can't be so caught up in whatever that kind of sort of maybe should happen that it takes you off your course. But if you are detached from whatever it is that God has to bring towards your way, you receive it. But I know everybody, because I know we got to make a list. And that's okay. That works for some people. Make your list and all of that. But for me, I'm not attached to anything. Whatever it is that comes, and that includes life and death.
I'm a semi-detacher.
Are you?
Semi. I can't,
But how do you semi-detach? Because see, I'm still stuck over here on detached. Because
it is a process.
Because I'm going to write my list.
It's not for everybody.
Because I have my list. I have my stuff. I have that's that type A where I'm just ex-military, just But then it's some things where I've just learned.
But Dr. L, when you make that list, that's how you get disappointed. When you make that list and when those things don't come to fruition, then you're disappointed.
I did.
Now, I'm not mad at making a list so you can have an idea
I just do
of what
it again,
you want.
you know.
But to expect it, it's like, this is my desire. My desire is to be a servant of the Lord. That's my desire.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got, Shay?
I'm still working on the text.
It's not easy, and it's not for everybody.
I'm semi. You gonna be semi?
Yeah.
Semi.
Listen, I'm not even semi, because I'm thinking detached. What do you want me to be detached from?
It's freedom. It's detached.
What are we detaching from? Let's talk about this. What are we
It's detached from the
from?
idea that you have in your head.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't know what the future's going to bring. Because when you tie yourself to whatever it is that you are attached to, when it doesn't happen, that's why you're disappointed. That's why you hurt. So
that's the same thing as, like you're saying, like expectations. Like separating yourself from, I agree. So separating your things for expectation, because naturally, like I just said, you would think, because you're good to someone, you expect that back. But if you don't expect that, or you're not even looking for that, and if it don't go as the way you plan, it won't hurt you. So that's what she's saying.
That's what made me say it. When you said that, I was like, oh, she needs detachment.
But then at the same time, God tell us, when you praying, you need to be expecting these things. You need to expect that you're praying about this.
But don't you expect that God has for you, you will receive?
Yes.
That's the expectation.
So that may be my semi-detachment.
It's to be aligned with God.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you something. If God gave me everything that I wanted or that I thought I wanted with my limited mind, being from the south side of Fort Worth, I would just be stuck here at this age and never have gone anywhere or seen anything else. I am so grateful that I want what God has for me.
Yeah.
Not what I want.
Yeah.
Not what I put in my head. My mind, my mind don't think that big. My God, I can't compare to what He has for me. So that's the detachment that I am.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting.
Yeah.
It is so, when you get that, honey, let me tell you, it's freedom. But it's not for everybody.
So I don't know then. I'm still not, I don't know
It's
about
not
this
for everybody.
detachment piece.
Yep.
But I will say this. I am a giver. And I am a giver unconditionally.
Yes, you are. I've experienced it.
Yeah. And I need to figure out how sometimes to say no in that giving.
Why?
But Just cause.
Just you just want to try it one time. Just want to try it one time.
But Kelly, maybe that's why you're so blessed and you're so beautiful.
Well, thank you. I don't, because no does not come naturally to me.
Yeah.
It does not. And I recognize that. But I do give with no expectation of it coming back. I was 30 years old, Shay, and left my private sector job to go work for my neighborhood's nonprofit, make no money, and was absolutely insanely happy. Absolutely happy. And realized this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Because you walked into your calling. That's what it was.
And this is what I am supposed to be doing. And so it just comes naturally. And I was telling Shay earlier, maybe you were sitting in there, that if I had money, all I would do was just volunteer. Every day, all day long, I would find something, somebody, and give my time, my talent, and my resources to. Because that makes me happy. That's the piece that is just like, oh, today I was like, okay, I'm at work. I got to go volunteer today. I'm going to volunteer today like a little kid. That makes me happy.
Right.
And being in this space at AOC, it makes me happy because I still get to give my time and my talent and my treasures to something that is important. And so gratefulness. Still being grateful. I am grateful that I am in a position to give to somebody else.
Yes.
And I don't have a lot. So let's be clear. I don't have a lot. But that in which I have, I watched my mom, who was literally the lady from the movie Help. And then she went from being, a housekeeper to working for Lone Star Gas. And my mom always gave. And it just seemed like it never ran out.
Yeah.
She was always helping somebody, doing something for someone. And so in our gratefulness, I want us to remember that it ain't always about us.
It's not always
It
about
is not
us.
always about us. And we forget that. We forget that because each and every one of us got in a car. We came over here. We had all of these things that that we were able to do today that some people, don't have. And you think about it. I think that's the part that I don't like about the holidays. We only think about those who are in need during the holidays.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes,
That's
and
right.
and there are people, those very same people who are in need November, December. They need us
March and April.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yes.
And it's such a blessing to give. It's just a feeling that you just get. I can't even explain it. Like it's just fulfillment. Yeah, that's true fulfillment.
Yes,
whether you have a lot or not, that it makes it even better. Because I don't have a lot, but it's like here.
Well, giving is the manifestation of gratitude. When you are grateful, you can freely give.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in your deepest, darkest moments, and we've all had some, how do you think about giving? What is your resiliency to giving when sometimes you just don't even feel like getting out of the bed? What does that look like? What could that look like?
For me,
Go ahead.
for me, I've had moments where I was just in a dark spot, but I still poured into other people. I'ma still pray for you. It's been times where I probably didn't have money. A friend may call and say, they lights about to be turned off. Here I am trying to borrow the money to pay their lights. So it doesn't matter for me what I may be going through. I might not even tell you what I'm going through. I can be just got through wiping my tears from crying, but I'ma still show up. And I may not be shouldn't tell this, but I'm gonna tell you the story how I met Kelly. When I met Kelly, I was in a dark spot. And I just, when we was talking a while ago, it kind of like made me realize where I'm at right now, because I met her 3 years ago. And I don't want to cry, but I met her 3 years ago.
And
but
she's over here crying.
I know.
And then we go, I'll be crying.
I know, and I'm like,
and every time
listen,
I
this
went
last
to, and
night
every
not
time
be
I
on
went to
good.
her, I was crying. But I was still getting on the prayer line. She was still hearing me. I was going through what I was going through, but I got on the prayer line every Tuesday, and somehow every Tuesday, I ended up with her. And she never gave up on me. In the times where I wouldn't call her, I probably went, because I was in my mess still, trying to figure out what I need to do. And she still reached out. And she seen me battling the things that I was battling with, but still showing up, still on the prayer line. And I have a prayer line that I've had for 2 years. And people didn't know what I was going through. The people closest to me knew what I was going through, but I still got on that prayer line and I prayed, and every Tuesday was a routine for me. So for me, even my darkest moments, I'ma still show up and do what God want me to do. And God has placed great women such as Kelly, the lady I'm on a prayer line with a lady that I've never met, a prophet that I've never met, but we have a great relationship, and she pour into me. Other older women that pour into me. So we need that. And like I said, I've never met her. And it's a great feeling. So it don't matter about being in a dark spot. I'ma still do what God want me to do, even in my lowest moments. So, yeah.
Good for you.
So we have a question in the chat, y'all. It got real good. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we got a couple of things. Tracy said, it's not funny. I don't know what she said. It's not funny, too. Stae says, miss you, ladies. We miss you,
Miss you,
Stae. Brenda Griselle. Hey, Miss Brenda. We love you. She said, love this, beautiful ladies. And then Will says, Kelly, what made you want to get into working with the community and giving back? To all the ladies, what makes you strong? So let's start there. What makes you strong?
What makes me strong again is that it was embedded in me from my daddy. You know, again, I am who I am, despite of what happens to me, and that's just something that is a part of me.
God makes me strong. His will, His strength, His healing, His deliverance, and in everything that I've been through, He's shown up. So that's I get my strength from God.
What makes you strong?
Yeah, along with God, absolutely, but my tenacity, because it's a lot of things that, people may see on the outside and they don't know. Like you said, your darkest moment, just so that I was on the floor, face down, just bawling to God, like, God, do you see me? Do you hear me? But then I had a church member, that called that needed me, and I had to, do it. And it was like, I never thought anything else about it because they needed me. And I know that, that could have been God saying, I hear you, but I need you to also understand somebody needs you right now. Yeah. And so it just keeps me in the space where it's in my darkest moments, calling on God, and God said, but I'm going to still use you.
I think what makes me strong is having watched my mom. And my mom never complained. And if she did, we never heard her. And it just always seemed like she had it together. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I learned that she didn't. And that she hated Christmas because she couldn't always provide Christmas.
Did you know she hated Christmas growing up?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I love Christmas.
Oh.
And I thought my mama loved Christmas too. And it wasn't until my sister said, Mama hated Christmas.
Oh.
But I never knew it. She indulged me in all of my crazy
So you
Christmas.
saw an example of strength. And
Yes.
that's how
Yes.
Good for
and
you.
so that's my
Good for you.
That's my strong. But that's also my downside too, because I didn't see her cry. So in my head, it's like, you don't cry. You put on that face and you go. So But that's that. And so I wanna, as we wrap this up, give me one thing that you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for life. Just life.
Okay.
I'm grateful for my children because they have their own struggles, and they think because they're grown that we don't recognize them, we don't see them, but we see them.
Yes.
And they are caught with their stuff, but they still pushing through, and so that just shows us that okay, we did something right. So
I would say that I'm grateful that God chose me. You know, I don't know that this is the life I chose for myself, but I'm glad He chose me. So,
Kelly, before we
yes.
end, the yogi in me, it compels me to just share a yogi moment. And so I believe that when we're teaching people, and when we tell people, well, you should be grateful, well, you should be this, we always tell people what they should do, but we don't give them the recipe on how to do it. And so I have this recipe, and it's called BAM. It's BAMM. And it is breathing, affirmation, movement, mindset. And so if you can just indulge me, 1 minute. If we can all just...
How's she going to steal my thunder? Because I was getting ready to ask
Oh,
you.
were you? Yeah. Well, here we are. We're on the same page.
All right, we're doing it.
So if we can all just sit up in our seats.
Okay.
And just
come
just
on,
allow
Facebook land, sit up in your
to just
seat.
Relax.
Okay.
And just open your mind and open your heart and just be still. So the B in BAM is breathing. So we're going to start with the breath because life starts with the breath. And from our abdomen, just take a deep inhale. Hold the breath and exhale. When you're stressed, breathe. Take a deep inhale and exhale. When you're happy, breathe. Last time, take a deep inhale and exhale. Awesome. And just be conscious of the breath at all times. Because when you stop breathing, life stops. So life starts with breath, life ends with breath. So the B in BAM is breath. The A is affirmation. If I could just encourage all of us all day to just surround yourself with positive affirmations. I mean, even when we look at the wall, be humble, be blessed, be happy, be grateful. Surround yourself with positive affirmations. And the M is for movement. If God has given you, even if you're wheelchair bound, whatever it is, you need to move to allow oxygen to flow through the body. And so just quickly, whatever that looks like, just allow yourself to shake. A lot of us hold a lot of our stress and tension in our necks. And so we are just going to, looking forward, we're going to allow our head to just turn to the right. Ooh, yes. And exhale forward and to the left. Ooh. Ooh, and exhale forward. One more time to the right. Forward and to the left. Exhale forward. Beautiful. And just drop those shoulders. Awesome. And the last and most important of the BAMM is the mindset, because everything starts with your mindset. To have a positive mindset will get you all the peace that you deserve. So, Kelly, thank you. And I say peace to you. And just remember, BAM, breathe, affirmation, movement, mindset for whatever it is that you want to achieve. Peace to you.
That was wonderful. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, well, she just stole my thunder. I was going to say, hey, close us out. But thank you, Shay, for being here. Thank you, Dr. L. Listen, we are coming back. We will be back in January. Our conversation in January is what's in your toolkit. So it's gonna be
Love
fun.
that.
And then in March, we are having our first annual Hey Sis conference.
Nice.
And it is going to be at the Women's Club. So stay tuned. It is a free conference for women. It is going to be such a great time. But I got one more announcement, and then you're gonna close us out. December 7th. We are hosting the Red Ribbon Benefit Concert at the Shack at Panther Island from 6 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. We have 4 bands, country and western, Latin band, and R&B band. Miles J is our headliner. Nana's Kitchen is pulling out the taco trucks and the barbecue trucks, and BLT bartending Yolanda, our girl Yolanda, she's gonna do s'mores. It is going to be a fun night. Tickets are on sale. www.alc.org, but you can always call the office. We look forward to seeing you. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you back in the new year. And so Yolanda ends and starts her class with, I have love.
I have peace. If everybody could just repeat after me, because you have to hear yourself say these things. I have love.
I have love.
I have peace.
I have peace.
I am happy.
I am happy.
I share love.
I share love.
I share peace.
I share peace.
I share happiness.
I share happiness.
And most importantly, I deserve love.
I deserve love.
I deserve peace.
I deserve peace.
And I deserve happiness.
And I deserve happiness.
The light within me recognizes the light in each one of you, and I say peace to you.
Peace to you. Hey, sis. We'll see you next year.
Hey, sis.
Thank y'all for being with us. Thank y'all for tuning in.